Welcome to the Fuck Around and Find Out podcast. Today, we have a very special guest, somebody that we've personally known for quite a long time. Great guy.
Years.
One of the guys who has just amazing fucking handwriting. Just the prettiest freaking handwriting on the plates that, like, you could frame that shit. We got ALX8721, also known as
What up?
FAFO Myco.
FAFO Myco. And it's great to have you on, man. We really look forward to talking to you today.
I'm really glad to be on here. Like I said originally, thank you guys for thinking about me, man. It was really heartwarming and also perfect timing. You know, I took a break last year, and I said about like mid-March I'd be back, and everything's lining up. So I've got a lot of endeavors and projects that are brewing on the side, and this is perfect timing, man.
I know you disappeared for a little while. I had to keep checking on you like every couple months to find out what the fuck you were doing.
Yeah,
man,
we were worried you were dead or something.
No, check this out, man. Like, everybody is crazy, man, because you never know what the fuck's happening with anybody else unless you keep contact with them, you know. And if you run into some hard shit in your life, like me, I tend to kind of isolate a little bit, you know, but I kept in touch with other people, and I realized, dude, every single fucking person that I've talked to in the last like 4 months, they've had like the shittiest like last 2-3 years since like COVID. I mean, like bad, like people fucking getting betrayed, going to prison, people getting divorced, getting cheated, like bad shit, you know. And I mean, it's just one of them things, you know, something that just sidetracked me. But I know I'm not the only one, you know, and this is kind of why coming back and seeing you guys doing what you guys are doing, and everybody else, like Myco Geeky, that motherfucker's killing it, bro. Shout out to Myco Geeky. But anyways, everybody who's doing everything in the community, man, like this shit is what's needed, man, because we need to tip them proverbial scales back into our favor, because everybody I know has gone through a rough time in the last couple of years, man. I'm like, damn, dude, you know, I ain't the only one. And anything I do in this industry like this to inspire somebody else to keep moving, man, it's fucking worth it. So thank you guys for keeping that shit up, man.
Yeah, you and Geeky were both one of the first couple people over in that our small little spot.
Right. He was doing the induction heater,
sterilizers. Yeah, the sterilizers.
Right,
yeah. He was sending us fucking shit, showing us his specs before he started making them.
Yeah, the guy's always been legit, man. I've always been a big fan of the dude, man. And right now, I swear to God, he's like the JRE of the fucking psychonaut fucking industry, bro. Like, no joke. You motherfuckers ain't too far behind, dude. You guys got tons of fucking episodes, man. You guys been plugging away at this shit here, man.
It's more fun for us than anything.
Yeah, we really enjoy it.
What was the catalyst that led you guys to start recording everything?
We do a bunch of like voice chats with our friends anyway, and like we hang out and like have a beer and all sit and bullshit, and our fucking talks were just amazingly hilarious, right? Like people were like, "Holy fuck! I wish we'd recorded that because God, that was fucking."
It's amazing. Like the '70s show when they start smoking weed in the basement and they start recording their conversations. A car that runs on water.
Oh
yeah, we just
so organically happened then, huh?
Yeah, we had some great talks, and we're like, "Fuck it, why not?" And then so we put out the first one, and I funded the whole thing, and we put out the first podcast, and we're like, "Well, this is totally not what it was supposed to be about," and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's worked out well. So we just started doing them on the regular. Like then we started interviewing people who are just anybody can come on, right? Like anybody from the first time grower to super famous people like yourself, and it doesn't matter. We're happy to have anybody on and just let them talk to and introduce themselves to the wider world, or just ask questions. And so we do that on Mondays, and then Tuesdays we do our regular night like
our themed episodes.
Man,
which sometimes they're themed.
so you guys record and upload both of them though, like both versions?
What do you mean? Yeah. Everything's up there.
See, okay.
All the interviews will say like Monday interview or something.
Right.
FAFO Monday. Yeah, FAFO Monday.
So man, it's fucking awesome to hear how you guys are running everything, because even like everything that we've got. So I am the founder of FAFO Myco. And FAFO Myco is basically mycology supply, myco vendor supplier, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
You still got the best fucking YouTube logo going.
Oh, dude. Speaking of it, bro,
Still
my
the
YouTube
best.
got fucking pulled, bro. I got booted from YouTube like 2 weeks ago, man.
Bastards.
Dude, I had a bunch of followers and shit on there. But if anybody's listening and was the follower on PHX Myco on the YouTube, go to the ALX8721 account. I'm gonna be doing a bunch of shit there. But
make sure we put all fucking links and stuff at the end for everybody.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
What happened though was I was like, man, you know what? PHX Myco was created out of. I was doing a bunch of sport giveaways at dmtworld.net, and it got to a point where it was a full-time job for me, and somebody made a suggestion to have people donate money so it could just basically fund itself.
Right.
And I got the name PHX Myco probably like, I don't know, maybe like a year prior to that because it was such a badass fucking name and I already knew I wanted it.
Yeah.
So basically I just set up the website where it was a self-sustaining thing. If you could pay $20 for or whatever it was for the sport print or whatever, then pay it. But if you couldn't, send me a message and I'll just send you a free one. And all the cash that came from all the other sport prints went back into the packaging, to supply, giveaways, the whole thing. So it was just like a sport giveaway site, basically. It just took care of itself.
Dude, I remember we were talking that one time. It was like 2 years ago. I was like, dude, I got these people. You were part of the server. And I'm like, man, I'm ready to do all these giveaways. And I'm in other servers. I'm going to do all kinds of giveaways. And you're like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to send you like fucking 5 different things, about 10 prints of each. And then he sends me those. He sends me stickers for everybody. Then he sends me fucking envelopes, fucking greeting cards and stamps. Like, yeah, here you go. Do whatever you want to do. I don't care. Just fucking get them out there. I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to be, dedicated to this shit, man. Well, if you believe in it, like me and I did, man. Psychedelics, mainly psilocybin, man. That shit helped me out big time. I'm sure Farrell can relate to it, but I had really bad issues with PTSD from being overseas and a bunch of childhood violence shit too, but and drinking all the time, that whole thing. But the psilocybin, that 2019, I just went in. I did heroic doses every month up until I think August or September, and then I did my first DMT trip, man. I fucking blasted off, broke through, fucking had a conversation with the entity. I mean, the whole thing.
You talked to me right after that. You actually called me on the phone asking me about that shit.
That shit was fucking crazy, dude. But it helped me, man. Like I stopped drinking, you know what I mean? Like it helped me change my brain, man, and it saved my life, bro. So from that point on, I was like, I'm gonna fucking spread the love far and wide, And I did probably for like 2 years. I was fucking plugging away out here in Phoenix. If you were in Phoenix in 2019, 2021, you probably had a piece of my love. Nice. Hey, and I ain't even kidding, bro, because I've met people from like other circles just last week. And I'm like, no shit, dude. And I confirmed, man. This motherfucker was on the other side of town eating some fucking love that came out of my my residence.
Out of my oven.
Yeah, my oven. Right. Yeah, but look, the thing, even that, man, like even that had to adjust, because this is an evolution, and I've seen it so many times. Not just myself, but in other people. We have the honeymoon phase. Everybody goes through this evolution, but I think there's some of us that stick around for the long term of this, because. Like for me, I knew as soon as I broke through, I was like, this is what it is, because I had been chasing money at that time in my life. And, I had the ability to make $250,000 a year just based off of what I learned and went back to school for using my GI Bill. But, it wasn't bringing me happiness, so. And I went the other way too, being in the military, fucking running and gunning, the adrenaline junkie type shit. There's no happiness in there for me either, The happiness I find is here, within that middle point, and I knew as soon as I was able to change my brain that this is what I was going to do for the rest of my life, and I was going to be content. So
awesome.
That's why I keep coming back, man. And every time I come back just a little bit better. No joke, man.
It's fucking perfect.
That's awesome. It's a good origin story, buddy.
Hey, but the thing is too with that, we all have similarities, right? Like we all do. For me, I got to the point where I was like, what do I do with this information? And what is the information? What is the lesson that I learned? And one of the biggest things that I learned was the power of consciousness and the effects that it has on my reality and my existence. A lot of people call it manifestation. I call it just doing the fucking work to get shit done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
effort.
Yeah, 100%, man. The grind, like I was telling Farrell, that's one thing about him that stood out to me when I first was introduced to him. As this motherfucker is grinding like a motherfucker, you know. But a vet makes sense. You know what I mean? That's a lot of vets are like that. You know what I mean? So, again, guys, thanks for having me on, man. I got a lot of shit going on right now, and man, I'm fucking happy, dude. I'm content and excited.
That's great. That's good.
What about you guys? What's been going on with the server and like this podcast? Like, what's going on in terms of like a trajectory? What you guys have done in the past, future?
Well, you know the past.
Well, yeah. The future. We're having a great time. We're growing quite a bit. We're all over international right now. We usually check all the stats right before we end the podcast and give a shout out to any new countries that we picked up.
Right.
But yeah, we're most of our guys that are overseas right now are in Australia. Let's see. We'll look real quick. So we have a ton in Asia, Oceania, which is Australia, New Guinea,
Thailand.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, Thailand, we got dang near 3% now coming out of Thailand.
Dude, hey, that's how are you looking at it through this one, or is it through like a different GUI?
So we're using Buzzsprout,
right?
To host our podcast, and it gives us a breakdown of everything that's going on.
Nice.
So we can look down to 8% of the United States of our listeners in the United States are from Denver, Colorado.
Well, Denver is remember they did the decriminalization up there, so yeah, it makes sense there.
Yeah, there's a ton of people in Denver that are, or at least their ISP is in Denver.
right.
But yeah, like there's a ton. Like the next after that is like New South Wales, Sydney, and Australia. There's 5% of the people are listening from there.
I got an Aussie coming on here in a couple weeks.
Really?
Yeah. So
barely understand the fucker. Barely understand him. But it's gonna be.
I remember this girl. I don't think she was in this DMT world thing, but she was out in Australia. Hey, what are some of the like most influential or memorable guests or conversations that you guys have had so far?
I
once interviewed Farrell. It was great.
For real?
I'd say that the funnest episode. Well, okay, man, we've had some really great people. Okay, my favorites might not be everybody else's fucking favorites.
He's got to go right with the fucking AI guy.
Zuri. Zuri was fucking fun.
Wait, what? You guys had the AI guy?
The Monday FAFO with the Monday FAFO on the March 13th with Zuri was all about artificial intelligence and how he actually was writing programs to simulate like psychedelics with artificial intelligence. So he was getting he gets artificial intelligence fucking high on like artificial psilocybin to see how they react to it.
So he's trying to like recreate the whole experience.
Yep. He does it.
He's basically making a mask instead of for voices, but for a fucking psychosis.
Yeah. Well, he does that shit for a fucking living, and it's really freaking cool, right? So we had him on, and it was just I love that episode.
Farrell had an instant erection when he knew that was happening.
Oh, dude, yeah, it was great.
Bro. I'm telling you right now, like, fuck Russia, fuck the war with Russia, fuck the Middle East war. Like, the next fucking thing is gonna be AI and the extinction of humans as we know it.
That's
like,
what I said. Like fucking Skynet.
Nah, like you ever seen that movie Transcendence with fucking Johnny Depp? Same fucking shit, right?
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, at the end when he fucking ends up in a puddle.
Yeah. No, well, what he does is he figures out that he can put himself into this tiny pieces of metal that's in the air, in the water, and all the. And that's how he transfers himself at the end.
Nanobots.
Yep. Nanotechnology with the little small pieces of metal in the atmosphere.
Yeah. I'd say the the single funnest episode that I find was really fun was the Great FAFO walkthrough.
No, he's fucking talking like a fucking hillbilly the whole fucking time.
It's a great the Great FAFO walkthrough plus side quest. It was out there March 1st, and it was a long episode. It was like almost 3 hours. And what it was is that I pretended like I was some random fucking hillbilly, and they had to describe like step by step how to do a grow.
I took like 4 breaks in that motherfucking episode.
Yeah, you could.
So that's fucking badass.
You'd have because I was being like the most obtuse you could fucking be. Like it was great. We've had a lot of really fun. Like
I think like we had a lot of good ones. I mean, like we had like obviously had Whitey. Yeah, Canadian Shroomer was on there. He gets in depth with the fucking emotion stuff. We had Ginevra, the chocolate princess.
Yeah, she was a lot of fun.
That was really good. We were talking about fucking chickens at the end of that episode.
Hey, are you guys active on Instagram or Facebook or?
No,
I have a Facebook because my wife makes me just so she can update shit on there for me.
But you are doing some kind of like marketing to like through different platforms.
No, not at all.
Oh.
No, we have Etsy. That's about it.
Yeah.
No, right.
But
I mean, like the episodes, like where they're getting.
Not at all. No, all it is just like we're on every platform, but I'm just really good at using keywords. You know, like so people search for a certain thing, like mycology or farming or growing or drugs or blah 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 blah. Like so, I put in like there's like 45 or 50 keywords per episode. So, like you know, I have a big old list of them, just basically everything we've talked about in that episode, and it's. Other than that, I've thought about buying some ad space because they'll run little clips of our ads and stuff.
They actually gave us the monetization thumbs up, but that's early. It still don't matter, but
yeah, it's not a lot of money right now because we're getting pretty big pretty quickly. But
from what I'm seeing on you guys, even that quick glimpse last night, and then this morning. I was running a bunch of episodes last night. I just went back, I don't know, probably halfway and just let them play. But you guys are doing fucking good, man. You guys are plugging away. You guys got content, and you guys are consistent. You know what I mean? All the other shit, like the months, that shit will come no matter what. It's just a matter of time. Oh, yeah. I think you guys got it down with just having fun with it, and like because it's like therapy. This is why I was like, dude, I gotta open up my own podcast again, man. Because in all the bullshit that I was going through back then. Dude, the podcast and talking to people, man, this shit's therapeutic as fuck, man.
Well, Farrell and I are usually on the same wavelength, kind of. We'll sit there, we'll ever thinking the same fucking thing, you know? It's like, we both fucking took fucking micros one day when we were talking to somebody. We're like, no, I can't do this shit.
Was not a microdose.
Yeah.
That was not a microdose.
I immediately regret this decision.
We were talking to...
it was Shermer, Canadian. It was Carl.
Yeah. Because Carl, he was talking about like PTSD and shit, and getting like real fucking heavy into it. And so we like me and fucking Deadpool like digitally look at each other. We're like, yeah, we're gonna need drugs for this. And so I just went and grabbed like a couple of pills, but I took like one too many.
Yeah, and, I took ODPE on accident, forgetting that PE stood for penis envy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I took a bunch of Lizard King and a little bit too much. And so like we barely made it through the fucking episode. And like it took me like 2.5 hours to upload the fucking episode because I'm chasing the fucking buttons around on the damn screen, and it's a fucking touch screen.
Don't get me wrong, the episode was great. It was just
great episode.
Yeah. He knows what he's talking about. I mean, he gets really into the the emotional side, and I'm not an emotional person. So.
I have like 3 fucking emotions: drink, fuck, kill. Right.
So, hey, I'm working on it though, man. I've been working on it for the last 15 years.
Yeah. I mean, I have emotions with my wife and with my kid.
He's only saying that because she must be close, stabbing distance.
Hey,
she's in her office.
What happened?
Quit shaming Farrell, man. It's all right.
It's all right. Yeah, I have a lot of like I love my daughter and I love my my wife and my dog and my stupid aquarium full of tiny shrimp. But other than that, I really don't have a lot to give for the rest of the world.
Let's just not blow people's heads off, and I think we'll be all right, man.
Oh no,
we can start there, I guess.
Super happy person. But like all my friends that know me and everything, I'm a really happy guy.
Yeah.
Like,
I am too, bro.
That's what I use that to describe you all the time, Pearl. Super happy. That's those are my description. Those are my description words for you. Super happy.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. I've had some days, and I have my bad days. There's some days that that I'm short tempered, but man, I always apologize, bro. I always come back and apologize to people, man. That's one thing I got out the way right away, man. But it's just a matter of time. You know how it is. It's you just kind of lose the ability to mitigate stress somewhere along the way of consistent stress after day after day. So
I find that I can't deal with stupidity and bullshit.
I mean, yeah.
Oh yes.
You should be able to for that. Motherfuckers off though, and that's the thing, man.
Well, I mean, I have this pet peeve now where the people are just like, they're trying to do what we do, kind of now. I don't want to sound like a douche right now, but people are trying to train people and shit like that, and they're fucking, and they're basically, they don't even have any grows, no experience, and they're training people, and you see them making mistakes. I'm like, fuck, who's going to be responsible when they make a mistake and they need help troubleshooting their problems, and you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about? You just know what you read in a fucking book.
That's funny. It's okay. Like, I don't really care. Like, they're gonna end up. What happens with those is that those guys might be super charismatic and they get a couple of followers and they fuck up real big, and then they find people like us, and then
that's what I'm saying. The day after, I got 42 messages after that last podcast. I'm not gonna name which one it is, but somebody talking all kinds of shit. And they're like, I wake up to 42 messages on my fucking phone asking me. I'm like, dude.
Look, man, that shit happens even at the higher levels. Like, for example, man, when I first got back to the local scene, because when I've taken 2 breaks in the last 5 years or whatever that I've been online, and I went back to the local scene and started reaching out and creating shit. And I did create a couple of groups. But I came across the Decrim group, and again, for anybody listening that's in Arizona or Phoenix, I may have this the people wrong. I already said that, but the people that I talk to, I'm telling you, I know who it is, and they're part of Decrim AZ or Decrim Phoenix. I don't know, but these motherfuckers are they're not regular people like us. Check this out. I'll tell you how I know, because when they got in, the tickets for the psychedelic convention went from $250 to $750. And then right, and I'm like, come on, that's not everybody can that's not inclusive, first of all. And then second of all, I started talking a little bit more with the people who are running this group, and they all are big time business owners, which I'm not against. Hey, if you got your side hustle, cool, it's all gravy. It's all, I'm not even
don't fuck everybody else over, because
but check this out though. This lady went on to tell me what her thing was, and she tells me that she runs a resort or some kind of rehab resort up in Sedona, and they charge people $30,000 a month, bro, and it's a 3-month program. So that right then and there, you're like, you are catering.
Hey, hold on a second.
Wait. Where is this? I need some notes. I'm taking notes right now.
We need to do this. I'll fucking do this shit. I'll put a goddamn.
Hey, my best friend Farrell just bought land for the project.
Yeah, so, we're gonna put a fucking we're gonna put a cabin out there and just get people
firing range and shit
fucked up. We're just gonna get people fucked up in the cabin for $30,000 a month. We're down. Let's do this.
You see what I'm saying, though, man? It's they're these people are running this thing, but they're catering to money. And I'm like, I know for a fact, as cliche as it sounds, whenever I chased money, it's never turned out good for me. It's the reason why I'm doing everything the way that I'm doing it right now. But that's just one of these people, and for me, they were just kind of pushing out all the regular people. No, we don't need your guys' help for anything. Basically, we need to raise money. I'm like, come on, guys, and then check this out. A week later, I met the Bay Staters out of the Northeast, out of UMass, college kids, right? These motherfuckers went and they're doing grassroots decriminalization movements And in the last 2 years, man, they've already decriminalized like 8 fucking towns up there, bro. And it's just like 20 fucking college age dudes and dudettes. Like, no joke. This is why I'm like, man, this is not cool. You know, you see that shit happen because they're basically leading on these other people that are coming in, have no experience, but they want to be part of it. It's the same thing, you know. The fact is those people are going to flop one day, and the big companies are going to come in no matter what.
People, but they're going to be taking people with them.
Of course, saying, like $30,000 to buy me a tractor. Like, we just need man. Yeah, I really want a tractor right now.
That's gonna get me a great foundation for my fucking house right
But
there.
That's why what you guys are doing is important too, guys. Like, you guys are establishing yourselves as like a group. You guys are like, hey, these are the people, like, because the audience for everything, right? You guys are establishing that and like being aware of everything that's going on. I think that's the most important thing, because keeping people aware is where we're gonna win in this bullshit. And also power numbers, you know. So the more people run podcasts, the more people do all these cultivation stuff, the better. You know what I mean? Because we get more people on our side when when it's time to push the decriminalization or legalization of these plants and fungus.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean,
I can't wait till I can't wait till I can have just a nice, big, huge legal lab. It's gonna be.
Let me ask you guys. You don't have to disclose, but where you guys are at, what's the cannabis laws and the psychedelics? Any kind of decrim?
Oh yeah, in New York, you can have 4 plants outside. You can have up to like a pound, I think, on your on the premise per person.
Texas just did decriminalized a bunch of shit. They just opened up their first 2 legal dispensaries. So they're for cannabis. Right. They're doing it's been legal for like medical use for a long time, but right. I think what they just voted on was just allowing people to just get high.
Recreational.
Recreational stuff. Like, nobody really gives a shit about cannabis anymore.
No.
There's, first off, as soon as they made it to where that everybody, like the state, could make money off of it, and they showed that the state could make money off of it. Like Oregon went to go.
It's all legal.
Oregon, all the rest of the states are like, wait a second.
Yep.
I can fund my random pet project with
Oregon jumped fucking straight head first into that motherfucker.
Well, I in New York, I live next to a few reservations, and when I pass into the reservation, it's nothing but fucking cannabis shops every 100 yards, and no matter which way you go,
better than liquor stores, bro. No shit.
Well,
yeah. I'm not a big fan. Like, I don't do cannabis. I might do an edible here or there, but it's just it just doesn't work with my body chemistry.
No, not me either. If I want to take a nap, I'll just fucking take a nap.
Dude, I was like that after I had the big psychedelic year. Every time I smoked cannabis, man, I fucking was having a little mini ego death, and it fucking sucked, bro. But I started blazing hemp flower for a while, and then I'm right back to where I want to be at, man. And to be honest with you, cannabis fucking smooths me out, man. If it wasn't for cannabis, I'd be taking whatever the fuck the VA wants me to take. But I love cannabis, man. Look, for any of these things, man, like, as long as we all can agree, like, hey, it doesn't work for everybody, and for some people it does, but there shouldn't be a reason why, as an adult, we can't have this as an alternate option for anything that.
Oh yeah,
you know.
My wife smokes a shitload. Like she wakes up, she smokes. She takes a break, she fucking smokes. Like,
she's a Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, she smokes a lot, and it helps. Keeps her anxiety down, keeps her being a nicer person, less violent and aggressive.
Less stabby.
I mean, yeah, she's pretty. Yeah, she's pretty stabby as is, but
that's all right.
But less stabby overall. But that's perfectly fine.
He looks over his shoulder.
She works in an industry where it's perfectly acceptable, and but me, it's not acceptable with my job. So, which is fine. Like, and also it's not something that I want to do. I like to have a beer. Like, I guess, like, if we're this evening, I'm gonna have a beer too. But tomorrow evening, I'll have quite a few beer and get on the podcast and be a jackass. But
yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. Like, it just works different for different people. I like psilocybin. Don't get me wrong. It's great. But I'm a big fan of moderate doses. I want enough I want enough to where I'm functional and I enjoy everything and everything's sparkly and happy and sunshine and Disney on Ice is fucking amazing and like Avatar is the most beautiful show I've ever watched. That kind of shit, right? And we're like, I really enjoy it. Like, I like doing stuff with my daughter. She's almost going to be, she's almost going to be 4 here real quick.
Nice.
And like through the 19th. And so we have this big baby thing planned that's going to be at the zoo. Well, I love taking my daughter places and doing like a small dose of psilocybin because I look at a fucking parrot and I go, yeah, I had one of those. Right. They're assholes. She looks at the parrot and goes like, ah, and it's really fucking cool to be able to look at the parrot like from her perspective and go, right. Yeah, that thing is pretty fucking alien, isn't it?
Hell yeah, I can dig that shit, bro. That's for real.
Yeah, so just do a little bit of psilocybin to kind of recapture the whole childhood thing of like hanging out with
that's being a good dad, bro. Like, I think one of the biggest things as a father, man, that at least for me, that I did to help my children like be more comfortable around me is just remember what it was like to be a kid in their shoes, like 100%, man. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, I have 2 boys that are all grown up and gone, and they're older. They're off in school and college and shit. And so I have, me and my wife looked at each other and we were like, "You feel old? No, you feel old? You would try for a girl?" And so then we had Tanya's. Damn. And but it's been a lot more fun this time around, right? Because back then we were little fucking. I was like, 19 years old with a brand new baby in the fucking military full time and everything else, and in between deployments, and just it was insane, and it was just like having to pick up a part-time job outside the military to just provide for everything for the family. It was just absolute hell and hectic. And then now it's like, I have a great career. My wife has a great career. And everything is fun. And Jesus, there's some cool ass baby shit nowadays.
Oh yeah, there is, man, dude. Safety shit. There's a big old industry for that, huh?
Oh yeah,
like, I have for everything.
I used to have this
and like babies, dude. That shit.
Yeah.
Ooh, I mean, people go.
Shit, they have strollers now. They're like $3,000. It's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah.
Those lightweight ones that fold up really fucking simple, man. I saw one like probably a couple months ago. That shit blew my mind. I was like, take my money, dude. I'd buy one of these motherfuckers if I had.
I had this three-wheeled. I have this 3-wheeled stroller. It's like an off-road / like running stroller. You could also hook to your bike, like if you wanted to pull her around. But one of the cool things is that there was this tactical baby company that would sell like a holster that fit.
What?
So my
friends out there all strapped up.
Yeah.
Rolling around with their kids.
I had a holster on one side that held my AR and a holster on the other side that held a freaking the 12 gauge shotgun, the Mossberg 500. And I was like, this is the coolest baby stroller in the world. And so we'd go hiking out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and
hey, where were you stationed at, man?
Oh man, let's see. I've been
all over the place.
It was an OIF 2, 3, and 4, and S411, which was the Bosnia bullshit, and then we did the counter drug interdiction in Venezuela, which was total bullshit.
Like an old sergeant, were you like an E6, like
E7?
E7,
yeah.
Not me, dude. I was E4 2 times, so I was kind of like.
That's like an E8, right? Like
an E8. I got the E4 man, look, man, I went in to fucking just do my thing. I wasn't much for what is it called? Where like you're in the rear?
Garrison. Oh, Garrison. I can't do Garrison. But like, if you put me out there in the fucking field, I shine like a motherfucker.
Right.
But Garrison, they just knew to like, hey, just leave things alone. Don't fuck with them,
dude. But I mean, the thing for me, like, I couldn't even finish up my fucking deployment, my enlistments. I didn't even want to re-enlist, dude. Like when I came back from Afghanistan, dude, I was fucking stupid, bro. I was really fucking lost, man. I didn't even know how fucked up I was when I got back. But think about this, bro. In April of 2008, I was literally in a firefight in Andar district in Afghanistan, eastern Afghanistan. 30 days later, I was in my old neighborhood in Maryville, bro, and I had like 30 days of leave still, just counting away, and then I was ETS officially. Like that shit is fucking crazy, bro. Like,
dude, I got you one slightly better. There, at least, did you do demob in like Washington?
Yeah, we did it there at Dallas, and then we did it at our base in Bragg.
Yeah. So check this out. Back when we first came back the first time, right? So that was like 2006. We were back. No, 2000 and late 2006, early 2007. When we came back the first time, we'd already been gone for 565 days in one straight deployment because there was just like.
Did you guys get hit with the 18 months too?
Yeah. And so because they were like, well, yeah, there's just nobody to replace you, and which was just fucking phenomenal, right? Fuck it, whatever. Well, when we came back, like, okay, so like 48 hours earlier, we got hit by a suicide bomber who killed our lieutenant, which was not a big deal because he was an asshole, and and then like not even 48.
The thoughts of the U.S. military. It is just slightly Pharaoh's opinion.
Not even 48 hours later, we're like just free. Like, because they didn't really understand that you needed to demote people back then, right? Yeah. So, like, I ETS'd on the second time, like in March of 2008. And so when I got back after we just did like a little short 9 or 10 month little stretch where we were just kind of filling in for some people.
Right.
In between, we were trying to fill in an overlap between when they brought in this was when they were switching out uniforms from being the three color desert to like the ACU bullshit. Yep. And they were trying to like really man up the area so that because the little I don't know how to not.
Wait, was this OEF or was it OIF?
OIF.
Oh,
yeah, this is in Iraq, and they were trying not to be the little Hajis couldn't tell the fucking difference between like they thought it was just like a whole different country coming in instead of like, hey, now we just changed clothes.
Right.
So they were really ramping up attacks. Because like you're all of a sudden like going from they were scared of us in their three desert color, and then all of a sudden you got these guys coming in on this like super gay looking digital camo that doesn't blend into anything at all.
But it does, bro. Like from far away, if you ever look at it, does like and well, more so than any of the other stuff that they had available to the soldiers. ACU is
when it's brand new.
Yeah,
not when it's fucking brand new and it looks like a lime green puke and fucking just kind of grayish green crap.
You got a neon frog running around the fucking desert.
Yeah. When everything's tan and you got everything's brown or white because it's bleached out by the freaking sun, and you got a bunch of guys running around in green. It didn't go well. So we were just kind of covering this transition period. So I ETS'd in like March. And then we didn't get back until December 14th, and so as soon as I hit boots on the ground, I was done. And like it took me 12 hours after the plane landed to turn in my gear, and then I was on another plane headed to Texas. So there was no demobilization, there was no support, there was none of that shit back in the day. They didn't start doing that until they realized, oh, wow, about 20% of the people we just fucking let go end up dying or killing themselves in the first 6 months. So,
dude, that's fucking true, bro. Like, man, check this out, dude. In 2008, I was in the National Guard. I had to go to Cali because Arizona, I saw them in Afghanistan when I was out there, but they hadn't came back. So I had to go to Cali for like about a year, and then I came back here. But I was in the Guard, and like I was non-deployable the whole fucking time. The only reason they even wanted me there was because I was infantry, and these guys just shifted from being artillery to be infantry out here. But man, that shit is fucking crazy, bro. It's even when I was there, like when I was coming out, even that debrief that they did, it was like, and to be honest, it's kind of hard to get somebody to be serious about it, especially when you got a fucking young fucking dude who wants to just get home. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. It's fucking sad as shit, bro. It really is. But
it really sucked. Like the hard thing for me is that basically I had came back, and then I had spent like maybe 3 weeks like wandering around. But even then, I was just mostly held up inside the house, like just trying to spend time with my family. And then like didn't really go anywhere, didn't really do anything, didn't go out anywhere, just ordered food in, just stayed at the fucking house for like 3 weeks, and then turned around and then went back for like 10 months and then came back. But when I came back to say, like during that 10 months, a bunch of shit went down, got divorced, blah 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 blah, while I was overseas, and then I come back and I'm completely fuck on my own. And like I had been gone for so long that like while I was deployed, like things, the iPhone came out, like Xbox was invented, like
right.
I mean, all this crazy shit fucking happened, and I came back, and like the style of clothing had completely changed.
Yeah, it's like going to prison, dude. It's
I tried to describe it to people before, like, hey, it was like getting out of a long-term prison sentence.
Everybody that I know growing up, like all the guys that are still alive, they all went to prison, and like I went to the military when they went to prison. Like we both come back, and I was like, dude, we're both like in the same boat, man. Like you went to your shit, my shit, like it's for real. That shit is for real.
It was crazy. Is like one of the craziest things to me was how much fucking color there was, like. Because like overseas, everything's like very muted. At least over there, like in the Middle East, the colors are just not there. Like you've got like a couple of weeks during the late spring, early summer where everything's green, and then everything immediately turns back to brown. And then by late summer, everything is almost just solidly white because it's covered either with dirt or dust or it's just sun bleached. So you come from this area where you have to wear sunglasses 24/7 because everything is just brilliantly fucking white. And the moon even reflects off the dirt and makes everything look white. And you come back from that where everything's monochromatic and all the people wear like the craziest colors you'll see is like brown or black. Everybody else wears white. Right? To reflect the heat. Yeah. And to reflect a lot of the heat and the sun rays and shit. So then you come back here to America and you're in your terminal, just the airport terminal, and people are running around, and it's like watching a bunch of peacocks for the first time. Everybody's running around in like flashy ass clothes and all these different colors, and you just watch this chick walk by with a sundress. It's not that you're even checking her out; it's just that her sundress is so brilliantly colored. Your eyes are just like whatcha, like just looking at the colors. Was just crazy. It was just
wait. Your homie was locked up, or was that you? Oh my bad. Did you have a friend that was locked up too, or you're just?
He's describing how
you're describing for you. Yeah.
No, I was just describing how it was coming back from the military,
for you,
from long-term deployments overseas in Iraq, because everything is very monochromatic, and it's very similar with what I've talked to people about their time in jail or prison. It's very monochromatic in there too. Like everybody wears the same kind of clothes. Everything's the same fucking colors. And then, they get out and it's like they're overwhelmed by just seeing the vast amount of colors and differences.
That what is it called? Where you freeze up because of the choices. There's just so much. You know what I mean? I forget what it's called, but it's a thing. My cousin, I grew up with him. We're like the same age. And that was the same thing. He's like, dang, Alex, he's like, when I went to jail, he's like, it was all right. But then I went to prison. He's like, then I had to fight, you know what I mean? Like against races and shit. And he's like, I was forced to. He's like, he went through his own traumatic shit too, like he had to do what he had to do to survive. But I could tell like he wasn't the same, and like, that's the thing is, I think when you go through any kind of traumatic shit like that, even it may not be traumatic for you right then and there at the moment, but you always leave a piece of yourself somewhere, it's like, almost like you lose a piece, but, it's not the end of the world. I think the psilocybin is here to fucking save people in this shit, bro. I think this is why it's important for everybody to keep doing what they're doing, and keep spreading the love, dude. Especially you guys. This shit, the podcast, everything you guys are doing, the company, all you guys, that all goes to tipping them scales, because when they're the other way, that's when shit like that happens, you know, and it's fucking, everybody talks about it. Oh, there's too many people like, of course, but you know, fucking feed them mushrooms, motherfuckers. Fuck shit.
Right.
Shit, like for real, like what do you want to do? You want this guy to fucking blow his brains out, or do you want him to fucking eat a handful of mushrooms? Like, who knows? Maybe it will help him, maybe it won't, but fuck, I would rather fucking eat a handful of mushrooms before I do something like that. And I've had attempts. When I first got back in 2008 and 2009, I had two overdoses, man. I overdosed twice, bro. I ended up in the fucking ICU both times in a coma for like a couple days and then like a week, man. Fucking, you know, whole fucking thing. Yeah, I was fucked up, bro. But since I've had my children, you know, I got 6 kids. Well, between me and my wives, my ex-wives, I have 6 boys, you know, and since I've had my kids, you know, I've never, that's never been an option, you know what I mean? So I'm just doing what, like you guys, man, out here fucking spreading the love, bro. I'm trying to do as much as I can. My thing is, like, I never, like I said, I don't do it for money. My thing is I want to be able to have a couple of goals, but this right here, having a podcast, is like my number one thing for myself. Because, like I said, it's a therapeutic aspect of it.
It's like, it's a Zen space, kind of like being in lab in front of the fucking flow hood.
Well, think about it. We're all connected right now. You know, like consciousness. Our consciousness right now, us three are connected. You know what I mean? Like that's something that should be cultivated and kept, you know, good for us. You know what I mean? Like what you guys are doing. You know, it's a perfect example. That, and dude, one other thing is, like, you know how, like, when I grew up, I'm sure you guys probably did, like, underprivileged youth, they have like community centers, but it's usually like athletics and shit, right?
Yeah.
So I'd like to do the same thing, but I'd like to incorporate like the entrepreneur side of things, that like running a business. What do you need to do? Like all this shit. Like I'm sure you, Farrell, you've came across that with, you know, with your stuff. I never knew none of this. I don't even know anybody that's ever done business or anything.
They got
like
tons of grants and stuff for all kinds of shit, but
yeah,
they don't make it. They don't make it readily available, the knowledge, unless you know where to look for it.
It's not hard to get grants.
It's not.
Like I can help you write a Pale grant and get a grant.
Dude, after this, for sure, bro. I need some help because I swear to God, I'm like a caveman here, bro. I'm a baby. Not because it's just because the kind of life I lived when I was young, bro. Like I was just living in one block.
We'll use Chat GPT to write about 85% of it.
That's what I've been doing, bro. I've been using man. Swear to God.
We'll use Chat GPT to write about 85% of the grant, which is just like the basic body of the grant.
Right.
And then, but like the mission statement and everything else is what we'll use. We'll write that out.
I want to be able to give this to like those, have a place where the underprivileged youth, and then also like with the podcast, like put that shit out there like that, like just awareness, bringing awareness to shit that benefits me. Because
you might want to separate the two. Okay, possibly. You might want to separate a podcast talking about getting high and doing drugs from a podcast for children. You know, watch it. From the entrepreneurial, like starting an entrepreneurial school to teach kids how to hustle is fucking great. That's great.
So I already have something separate. So here, let me rewind real quick. In the last couple of years, when I first got online, I also started looking for people locally, and I created a group called the FAFO Myco. And basically, I created back in 2021, and what it is a weekly cultivation class. It's through the application called Meetup. And last year, I stepped down, and I had a friend of mine, Dennis. Shout out to fucking Dennis and Nikki with Myco Kit out here in Arizona. And they've been running the cultivation part of it. And since I got back, I noticed that there's been things that are missing, like the business aspect of things. And these guys are all like accountants, like they're all professionals in what they do. So I'm getting like basically building a curriculum already there that's separate of FAFO Myco or the Trip Report podcast, which is the podcast, the name of the podcast that I'll be running, which I'm looking for guests. So if anybody want to come on, I'll send you guys a link. There's a little, the same thing you guys did your guys' stuff. There's a description on there. It's just basically a psychedelics, Myco shit. You know what I mean? Just keeping people aware or whatever. But I have all these things separate. And then another one I also do is Arizona Psychedelics and Support. We've got a Discord server for locals here too. Everybody there, they've all been verified and vetted by either me or one of the admins. And all we do there is basically like share knowledge. But and then I have another I have another nonprofit that is called Phoenix Fungi, and that's going to be running a lot of the different endeavors like volunteering stuff, the farmers market, everything like that, which Phoenix Myco or the other LLCs that we have locally here will be supplying like kits and shit for. Like it's all, and also one more thing I got going on, and I haven't started it yet this week. So I got in contact with a woman who's runs a cool ass IG. It's called Light of Arizona. Shout out to Rachel, she's the shit. But anyway, she's out there running this farm in like it's an old historic part of town, and I came across this, and basically they needed help, to get people to the door, to keep the lights on and so forth. And I looked to so there's a program called AgVets, or not AgVets, Veterans to Farmers, and it's through AgVets, which is a partnership between the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. And what we're trying to do is get them, because they're already a nonprofit, but I'm trying to create a workshop so they can get contracts with the VA, where I'm applying mycology with an emphasis on sustainability for whatever's there on the farm. So I met another individual who majors in sustainability. Dude, this is what I'm saying. It's so fucking crazy. I just bumped into this person. And we're going to meet up with the Light of Arizona, Rachel from Light of Arizona, this week to go over the curriculum, man. Like, this is the shit that I'm doing right now, man. And, if anybody wants to support me, man, I'll put some links on there. And again, it's not just me. I have multiple people. And this is the difference between Phoenix Myco and Magic Myco and all these other companies. It's not me. Phoenix Myco is everybody that is working together towards this goal. So I figured the more of a diversity, the larger of a demographic, power in numbers, and when it's time to move shit, we're going to have a lot of people.
All right. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, fuck it. Farrell, remember we were actually talking about doing the fucking
do it, bro.
Going to in front of fucking the odds and shit, or training classes.
I'm telling you guys, 3 days, man. I think everybody should do all this shit, man.
But
for real.
It's hard to do that stuff when you it's not legal.
No, but here's the thing. You can go the legal route, though. Like, I'm going the legal route. Everything that I'm doing under Phoenix Myco, it's all legal.
No, I'm talking about the classes and stuff like that. You're going there to show them gourmets and shit, but now you're on we're on enough lists as it is, but okay,
yeah, but
so you're saying
information is not illegal either.
I wish I got like a golden star for every list I was on. Right? Look, I'd wear that shit on my fucking chest. Like
I don't know what they would call my constellation, but it'd be a big ass constellation.
Like one of those South American dictators with like 50 fucking different medals. I wish I had a medal for like every fucking list.
Oh, you mean the Air Force Class A's?
Yeah. Just a different medal for every fucking list I'm on. It'll be fucking great.
Hey, for real though, guys, like my thing is inspiring people too, man. Like I tell everybody, guys, like do whatever the fuck you can do. Like, yeah, it can be hard and make sure you're consistent, but I think that's where relationships come into play. Like you guys have each other, you guys inspire each other and probably keep each other, in line when it comes to what you guys are doing here, this endeavor. And usually that's what helps out when it comes to the consistency part. If you don't have that, like in your personal life, that's kind of what happened with me this last year. But all I'm saying, man, is I think everybody should do whatever they can, however they can, whatever's in their power to again spread the love, tip them scales.
We're not far from cannabis where it's gonna be it's gonna be fucking going the same way, so it's gonna be legal everywhere.
Yeah.
And when that happens, it's gonna be great.
I think me and Deadpool just bounce progressively worse ideas off each other.
There's
an audience for everybody, bro.
What starts as a fucking anthill turns into the fucking Mount Rushmore of fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
It just becomes straight fuckery until somebody else like John comes in and goes, "You guys are being idiots."
And I could go either way. So sometimes I'm like, cool. And sometimes I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Nah, man, I'm for real, man. You guys, I know you guys probably don't feel it, man, but I don't know if you guys have had that happen yet, where somebody hits you up out of the blue and, basically thanks you for doing what you're doing. Like, you guys are making an impact whether you know it or not, and that's my thing. Like, you guys have eaten the mushrooms, you've been to the other side. You know, that's the thing is we're always connected, man. It's just always there. You know, it's just we go there to remind ourselves, you know, to a certain extent. I feel that now. You know, I'm always in there now. Like I feel like I'm a born again Christian. You know, that's the only equivalent I can state it as.
Right.
You know, like seriously, man, I feel the love like no joke. You know, and for the first time in my life, I have the option to choose how this ends. You know, for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a people person, but when I'm on the Discord or like on the podcast and everything else, I wake up in the morning, I have Discord messages. First, before I get out of bed in the morning, I sit there, I go through all my messages, I answer any questions. I have lab casts that we do on the Discord where I show they can ask me questions they want. I go through them. You know, it's not only my zen, but I feel better. People take me all the time, but at the same time, I got the people coming back to me that, you know, you help out for an hour, and then when they're supposed to go do what you helped them out with, then they come back, they're like, oh, it's all fucked up, can you help me? That's because they went to listen to 3 other people. So they make their conglomeration of fucking you know, their amalgamation of 14 different texts.
Right.
I end up.
You can mitigate that though, big time.
No,
not really, not anymore. There's so many people, and
well, this is like what I did with my
people
group.
have gotten fucking dumber. I don't know. It's like so like evolution and fucking reverse is going on here.
But
like
see, look,
natural selections, we yeeted that shit out the fucking window. And what's been happening is it like because everybody's a special little flower, and everybody has to pass everything, and you can't ever tell anybody they're just a dumbass and a failure anymore.
I don't have that filter.
So you end up with all these kids who would have normally had to stay back a grade, but are now freaking just graduating and thinking they know everything. But you get and then those loud little assholes are running around and telling everybody else, "Oh, hey, I'm the expert." And
that little assholes. Hey, give me some names after this, bro. We're gonna go fucking raise some hell, dog. For real,
so
dude.
you end up.
There's gonna be a cleansing. There's gonna be a cleansing.
You end up with some of these people who are. They're not okay. Some people are intentionally giving out wrong information.
Those are.
I've seen it.
And they're selling a product. Usually, it's yes. I put the trash out, wife. You don't have to come running out here all scared.
Stab him! Stab him!
Stabby.
She is very stabby. She just kept bursting out of her office, like running like she was being chased by somebody. Did you put the trash out? Yes, I did that. Okay, anyway. So, but you end up with these people that are selling a product. They're selling usually like spore syringes or liquid cultures or you know, they're selling something, but they're intentionally giving bad advice so that people have to buy more and more and more from them. You know? I hate that shit. I fucking hate that shit.
I mean, and some of the people that give out bad information, their heart's in the right spot. They're just fucking stupid.
Yeah,
and they don't have experience.
Don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
or they don't know, or they've heard it from someone else that they've put on a pedestal, but that person didn't know what the fuck they were talking about to begin with.
Dude, like, there's a lot of fucking people out there to have like fucking cults, almost.
Yeah,
there's like cults.
Yeah. Like, dude, you guys are a lot like I am, and it's a lot of no nonsense, no bullshit stuff, and I 100% agree with everything you guys are saying, man. But again, like for me, the way I'm like, first of all, this argument is why the Shroomery is the way that it is, and I never had a problem with Shroomery, but you know, people go to the Shroomery, they get treated like it's because of the same thing. I've seen this happen in more than just one platform. This is what I'm saying, like. So what I do
used to be cool. It became super toxic though.
Yeah, because they get tired of fucking people coming in doing the same shit, bro. And Shroomery is even louder. Motherfuckers there are. You'll see it if you sit around long enough. You'll see it happen everywhere. Reddit. It doesn't matter where. So for me, what I do and what I did is that's why I created my own groups. And like with the newbies that coming in, that are stopping the conversation or the whole grow. This is why I have. We have the YouTube with all the basic part of it, and it's like the most basic stripped down to its core. Like it's not even like this is the way, but these are the things. These are the steps that you have to do.
These are your building blocks. The building blocks are the most important part.
Yeah. So that's what I always say. Once you get those down, you're golden.
That's exactly.
I just made a bunch of PDFs.
Yeah, you could do that too. Yeah.
I just made a bunch of PDF books, like little miniature manuals. Like just to answer stupid questions because it's like the same ones, the same grain questions over and over.
Right.
Here's the grain prep PDF.
Right.
Here's everything you freaking need to know about it. Oh, well, how do I use a pressure cooker? Here's a step by step how to use a pressure cooker.
Yep, that's exactly how I'm doing it too, but with video. And the thing is too is like I'm also holding a right now I'm doing quarterly because there's not that many newbies, but a quarterly like newbie class. Like if we get enough people that join after like a little marketing.
There are so many newbies. I am getting
there is
so
sure,
many
but like
fucking new people.
But I mean, you guys' groups are big? Like a lot of people?
Well, I jump around now. Like somebody will be on FAFO and they'll hit me up. But I mean,
FAFO's pretty big. But the people that are on, let's see where we're at on FAFO right this.
But this is the thing. I don't even go to any of these other platforms anymore, guys. Like I focus a lot like on local and then abroad. If you guys see it on the YouTube or you guys hear it on the podcast, that's cool. But like I encourage people to do the same thing in their own cities too, because if everybody does this shit in their own cities, we're going to be listened to abroad already. Like that's where it's at, man, is having some kind of a business model where everybody does. It's the most easiest route to do. You just tend to the garden is the idea, right? That's what it is. And you make your own garden.
The FAFO cult's right around about 250-ish people.
There you go.
But
man.
they're all people that we tend to attract a certain type of personality.
Right.
That are really friendly. Like in our groups, everybody's really fucking. You're not going to end up with any assholes because we're the biggest assholes in the.
Yeah, right. No one's going to be a bigger asshole than me. It's not going to happen.
That's how it goes. Man.
So, but like we're the biggest assholes in the group, and we'll stop everything to help somebody out.
Right.
But everybody else in there is fucking chill, and we're really band hammer happy. Like if you're a dick,
dude.
If you're a dick, you're the fuck out. And we want everybody to be like a big family, and that's the whole purpose behind the FAFO cult. Fuck around and find out. We want people to experiment, not just do the same fucking thing. Yeah, sure. If you do
learn
A, B, C, D. Yeah, if you do A, B, C, D, and you follow those directions exactly, you're gonna make mushrooms. But, dude, fuck around. Play with some shit. You have a little extra spawn, make something new. Try something new. Shit, I don't know.
Do a fun
It's fun. Like the entire purpose should be that you should be successful and it should be fun. And once you get your basic building blocks down, you can build on that. You can make all sorts of random shit. You can have like I fuck around all the time, but I do it for trolling purposes. Like I took and like everybody on Reddit was saying, oh, you can't use wild bird seed with the black sunflower seeds. So I went.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
I went and I just bought a bag of that, and then went into the backyard and just mowed some random grass and fucking mixed it all together and made grain spawn out of it.
It's the whole fucking substrate.
Yeah, just some random fucking grass, just dry grass. I ran over the lawnmower, raked it up, ran it over a couple of times so it was all chopped up and mixed it in there like straw. And freaking great. And then I made a substrate just out of like bagged like Miracle Grow potting mix and some fucking hay from the backyard, just random grass clippings, leaves, wood, fucking dog poo, who gives a shit? Just all sorts of just whatever I raked up in the backyard into it. And they're like, it'll never work. And guess what? It fucking works. And it's like they're mushrooms. They want to live as hard as you want them to live. They want to live. Just like they're super adaptable and they'll eat damn near anything.
Yep.
So as long as you get the basics right, as long as you get the environment right for them, a cool, moist environment with low light levels, they're gonna and keep it clean. They're gonna fucking grow. You can grow them on toilet paper. You can grow them on anything. So like,
fuck yeah, dude, you're on the money, bro. You guys are on the fucking money, man. 100%, dude. I fucking love it, man. Everything you're saying, I'm saying it in my head. I'm like, yep. You guys are ninjas, man. Yeah. And that shit's fucking awesome, man. But here's the thing, too. Like, I'm not saying but, like, just adding this to it. Everybody has their own style. Everybody has their own way. And the more that you, like, even you guys understand that, you're like, yeah, this is our way. It may not work for you. May work for you.
Well, honestly, that's what we do. Normally, like, about this time, we're asking you how you grow. We're asking you to share what your favorite strain is.
All right. Let me,
absolutely we do. But I'm just saying, we're always asking and putting out that information. Dude, I grow every way. possible because if you get different genetics, they might not work that well in CBD. You
Right.
might need to go with BRF.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
you never know what the fuck's going on until you fucking try. I don't.
Right.
Everything likes nutritional sub.
Once.
Oh shit! Here we go.
I
know.
Get that
Hey,
shit
I'm
out
a
of my face.
Mycoholic, bro. I can feel that. Nah, but seriously,
Yeah.
man. I first and foremost, I'm a fucking Myconaut, bro. I'm a mycophiliac. I'm a Mycoholic, whatever the fuck you want to call it, man. That's what I am. I've eaten so much fungus. I've fucking listen. The way I like to cultivate my first my first grow was my first successful grow, and I can't remember which type of species of mushrooms that I had, but I think the dry weight was somewhere around 5 ounces, and it was a bunch of like cluster type of mushrooms. I can't remember what kind they were, but I was very happy for it, and I've always been a big fan of unmodified monotubs and bag grows too.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Me too.
Nice. Like I think the less you fuck with something, the better. And on top of that, like we said earlier, like the basics, like once you know those, like the pasteurization, sterilization, difference between them, or your basic functioning of your pressure canner or sterilizer, still air bottle, all those the basic tools of the craft. You get those down there, everything else, the sky's the limit, because like Furl said, mycelium is a living, breathing organism. This thing will live just like you, which is also brings me to another, and I'll get to it, but storage, long-term storage. This thing is
Castanelli. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm gonna change. You guys are. I've been through this conversation with long-term storage like about 5 or 6 times in the last year, dude, and every single time I convinced the other side. I convinced them, man. I swear to God.
Hey, I'll try anything once.
Well, check this out. So yeah, unmodified monotubs, bag grows. I haven't done much bag grows, but I can dig them, and I've done a few of them. I like cubensis. I like the. I'm of the fact that I'm of the mind of a cube is a cube only because of this. Cubensis has many genetic mutations. All right, some of them are the ones that we know: penis envy, red sport, albino, and then like weird mutations like the coral fin stuff that everybody calls enigma or whatever. Right. There's called like 10 other things since then.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I can prove to anybody listening right now that there was enigma was being posted in the shroomery before it was even documented by Dom at Magic Myco, because this is what I'm telling you. There's genetic mutations like in humans in cubensis. There really is. When I see certain cultures that stand out and nobody knows what it is, I'm like, I know there's something there. I need that culture because I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna apply it because there's something there for sure. It's not there. It's not different for no reason. It could just be the mycelium. Well, like what's that one? It was called like peanuts. It was a weird cube, but the mycelium was fucking ridiculous, out of this world. I don't remember what it's called, but when I see it, and you'll see the mycelium even grows on top of the mushrooms on that motherfucker. It looks like it snows in that tub.
Oh wow!
But that's a genetic, mutation within the cubensis. That's always been there and always will be. And this is the thing: we've never had the chance to study these things, and that's like my main thing is
we do that shit all the time, chasing phenotypes.
Right. But I mean, in terms of like studying the alkaloids, studying the compounds and everything on a microscopic level, and seeing what you can do with it and make fucking medicine, cure fucking who knows what.
Well, that's what the chocolate bars, Ginebra, all her chocolate bars are per strain because each strain has different alkaloids, tryptamines, and shit like that. I'm
going to listen to that podcast. How do you spell
Ginebra. It's Ginebra. You're going to look up the Princess of Chocolate.
The podcast is just the Princess of Chocolate.
Because I brought her on for Valentine's Day. Because she does chocolate, but her shit, it's like I said, it's gonna be Jack Frost. She'll do Enigma, but they're all strains. So
one strain per chocolate bar. Yeah.
But here's the thing: even strains, like I get it. Like yes, they can have different effects. I agree to that to a certain extent. But in terms of like a cultivator and somebody who emphasizes on the research part and like documentation, this is kind of why I simplify the cubensis in that manner. Not because I'm like, oh no, I don't. There's a reason for me behind it, and it's that because I believe that's the way it is for real. I think there's more genetic mutations that we have yet to even find, and I challenge anybody, if you have a tub or any kind of grow that just looks different. I'm not talking about like rose comb or upside down mushroom. Everybody gets those, or the conjoined twins. That's not nothing. But I mean, shit that just stands out. You're like, what the fuck? This doesn't seem. Something's weird. I challenge you to hold on to that mycelium and spread it to other people that have time to work with it. And I bet you could find something with it, man. I have a lot of ideas like this, but I digress. The monotubs, I'm all about core, vermiculite, and that's it for my substrate. I don't do the poo unless I'm doing the pan-science, and I haven't the ones wood dung loving mushrooms. I've done a bunch of gourmets too, like lion's mane. I think lion's mane is like the next best thing when it comes to Western accepting the mycology aspect of medicine. It has some of the best cognitive enhancers that I take.
And reishi together.
Yes. Oh, it's Cordyceps sinensis too, man. That's a whole other species.
Turkey tail.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like keeping it pretty simple because lion's mane, I gotta eat like fucking 2 grams unless I get the extract stuff. But I love it, man.
That's how I do it. I make the extracts and the tinctures, so it's all there. You just one little dropper, boop, done.
In terms of favorite strains that I've ever had, like the effects, is that what you guys mean, or just like to grow?
No, what's your favorite one to grow? Everything, fuck
yeah.
So my favorite one to eat, my first 2 strains or varieties that I had were by choice, and I sought them out. They were the Mexican cubensis and then the Mazatepec. Everybody knows it.
Mexicana, you mean the truffle producer?
No, it wasn't truffle. It was a cubensis from Mexico that I purchased from what's his name? Hawk from mushrooms.com.
Oh,
he's
Hawkeye?
out here in Chandler.
Yep.
Hawkeye. Yeah, there you go. Yep. And those 2, man, when I first had my first experience was with the Mazatepec, and the first thing that I basically told myself was that I was a forgetful species. I said, "You're a forgetful species." I heard it in my head, basically telling me that we're consistently forgetting about that there is this other side here, and it's always there. I mean, that's what I got in the long run. Which again goes back to the born again Christian feeling. But those 2 really, I feel like this shit's in my DNA, in my genetics, And as soon as I took them, man, it just felt right, and everything just I got to a point where, like Farrell was stating, not big doses, not small doses, but just enough where you get so used to that zone. I was looking at memories in my mind like files on a desktop, and I was really able to fucking help myself out, man, for real. What's the rest of it? The cultivation, the strains, and then what else we got?
No, we don't do it naturally. I'm not like I don't want to. I don't want to give you.
I'm trying to stay on track because I'm fucking stoned now.
Oh yeah, it's all good. No, I do a hybrid. When we first met, I was doing tubs only, and then Farrell was like, "Fuck tubs, bags are the shit." I'm like, "Okay, I'll try. I'll fucking try it." I love bags because I can do small ones, and now I go from doing 6 totes of 6 different genetics to 43 bags doing 43 genetics, But now I got a hybrid where I do my bags, and then each genetic tells me what it wants me to do when I'm looking at it. I can see the bag. I'm like, all right, this one I'm leaving alone. This one I'm gonna put some air. I'm gonna put some FAE holes in the seam on the side. This one I'm cutting the whole top off. I'm putting it in a fucking upside down tub so I can miss the inside of the tub. So it's like a still air box. I mean, that's what I do for most of my I hybrid this shit now. It's fucking beautiful. But
you don't record it and put it on YouTube or nothing like that?
No, I put pictures up on Discord and stuff. Like I said, anything on Facebook and shit, they require fucking email addresses and fuck them. I don't.
Yeah, I think YouTube is a pain in the ass, but if you do it right, like, man, that lady Boom Schumer's, I know there's a lot of stuff around. I think she's the one that has this certain. Anyways, that lady's
the inflatable fucking pop that Farrell's in love with.
Hey, check this
out,
dude!
It's fucking genius.
He's like, it blows up.
Hold on, bro. Hey, funny but true story, dude. Remember they had a video out on you. I bet you it's still out there on YouTube with that. What is it called? The inflatable thing. What is it? Maxi bin or something?
Yeah,
right?
Something like that. Yeah.
So I go on there and I was like, man, I go in the comment section. I'm like, fuck all this, $10, blah blah blah. The same old thing. And then, dude, I swear to God, like everybody who is on YouTube who had a big channel, like Chronicle of Boz was on there, Michael Madness. There was all these people that had like their own mycology. Everybody was shitting on that fucking video.
Well, this is a fucking tub. Don't get me wrong. It's a great idea. It's a great idea for people to make money, but it's a fucking tub.
Look, unfortunately, these are the kind of things that we're going to be confronted with from here on out, man, and it's only going to get worse. Have you guys heard of Compass? Is that the name of that company called Compass that does trying to fucking copyright or like basically license all the shit like setting like shit that's like you guys they're going overboard trying to see what they can fucking get away with, man.
So you can't say certain things like copyright.
Yep.
Let's get ready to rumble or shit like that.
Saying.
Like, that's 25 cents. Give it to me.
Dude, that's for real though, man. And these motherfuckers are getting like, I forgot what the one that they got a go ahead on. I think it was like a lemon tech shit, something very similar where everybody was like, what?
I've been doing lemon tech for fucking 20 fucking years. You can.
It's like public domain shit. Yeah. Like why are they able to do this? But that's what I'm saying. Another reason why the structure that I have, why I adopted it was because I looked at the cannabis industry. So with the podcast I'm going to be talking to a lot of cannabis. I've been doing a lot of cold knocking out here at these dispensaries, but these people have been in the fight with the DEA for the last 20 some odd years. They're the poster child of this whole thing. The next runner up is the fungus, and we all know this. So me in my mind is like, dude, take a look at the cannabis industry, talk to those people, see what kind of obstacles, because we're going to run through them as well. And the one thing
they basically made the fucking roadmap for us. So
100%.
We're following it. It's going to be smoother, but there's still other shit there that now the government's like, oh, wait, so then I'm going to do this and get money faster. So, I mean, look at how much it costs to get those goddamn licenses to fucking grow pot. They're charging $100,000 to open a thing.
But here's the thing, like, there's some light in all of this stuff. I know business owners are the ones that are complaining the most, and I get it. But, like, the one thing that happened in Arizona that I was like, dude, this is a perfect example of what happens in the whole country. They were fighting about, like, these dispensary owners fighting about all the details and all this shit. But in the meantime, somebody put in the clause for the individual person who owns a home. You could do 6 plants up to 2 people per household.
Yep.
That right there, bro, I was like, man, that was it. That's all we needed, because now nobody's going to be afraid of talking about cultivating cannabis. And that means when the next time it comes, we're going to have more power. See what I mean? Like, that's what's most important. Like, all the other shit, because we got to stick together, bro, because the Walmarts, the RJ Reynolds, like all these big companies, they're going to come. Watch when cannabis goes green on federal, watch what happens, man. They got agriculture like a motherfucker.
They're going to have their own goddamn fucking canna aisles.
Well, they're going to want to make sure that they're sticking together and united, because if they start falling apart, it's going to be fucking, they're going to take over. They're not going to, that's generational wealth that got wiped out because you couldn't work with somebody else in your municipality. Like, honestly, that's what it is.
Here's what I could say. The first place that makes it legal, that's where I'm moving, because that's where someone's going to pay me to do what I love to do and be in a lab. I'm going.
You can already do that in Denver, dude, out in Colorado.
Yeah.
Well, not federally, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
right. You mean federal?
Once it becomes federal, I'm there. Sign me up. I will work for half of what normal people will charge you, so that I can go ahead and sit in a lab all day long and make transfers and do prints and fucking chase genetics and fucking DNA sequence shit. I'm there all day.
Dude, the sky's the limit. That's all I'm saying, guys. Anybody listening out there, man, it's gonna happen. Like what Deadpool just said, that could be a reality, man. Like, no joke.
I mean, how many people are in growers right now, and their job is to chase plants? It's fucking awesome, and that's what they did for fucking fun. And then they did it because they were making money, and now it's legal. And they go to a fucking greenhouse every day, and they pollinate fucking plants. And it's like shit. That's awesome.
Well, here's the thing about the cannabis industry that I learned too, is all these motherfuckers were all criminals at one point. Like, they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, you know. That's what I'm saying. So as soon as it comes legal, I will be on fucking YouTube. I will.
Right. Look, for some people, I get, like, for real. I was even like, nah, guys, I can't fucking do that shit. They're like, why not? All this fuck. We're all outlaws.
when it becomes legal, I'll have 20 years of photos up on the internet the next day. It's gonna be it's gonna be like fucking Facebook.
Right.
It's gonna be a slideshow. It's gonna be like 14 hours fucking long from my first grow to the fucking yesterday. It'd be great.
Welcome to When It Was Legal.
Welcome to Allegedly.
Yeah,
allegedly.
What had happened was.
All right. No, dude, look, man, there's a lot of avenues to this, man. There's more than one way. We all know this, man. I just want to encourage anybody out there listening, man. If you got something, dude, and even if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, whatever, man. Whatever I know, I'll give it to you for free, man, because it's all about, spreading it far and wide.
Yeah. Like chlamydia.
Yup. Just like chlamydia.
Love it. So what were you doing with this farming aspect?
So what it is I need to, and this is what I wanted to talk to you specifically about, because it's through the VA, man, and this could be opportunity for veterans out there that are like us in these shoes that want to do something. This is something that you can use to fund other endeavors. But there's a program called Veterans to Farmers, and the partnership is between the USDA, the Department of Agriculture, and then the United States Department of Veterans Affairs. And within that program or that partnership, Veterans to Farmers, they have
grants.
Yeah, dude, they give you fucking money for it, and they pay the farmer. Actually, they pay the farm to teach you, and then you get certified. So it's basically to help you get a farm at the end of it.
So they give the farmers a grant. It's hardship grants for veterans. Okay.
And what happens that's only one of it. There's other parts of it too, because they have the women's part of it. Then they have different qualifications for the nonprofits on the other side, like the farms. Because they have different models of setting up the curriculum, which is cool. I think that gives us flexibility. But as a veteran who is interested in this, who doesn't have the resource here locally, I see that there's a demand for it. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to see what I can do to get as much information that let the farm, like all I need them to say is yes, give me the green light. And then I'll tell them or give them whatever they need. I'll be the first veteran to go in there. We'll make sure everything lines up. If everything goes well, I mean, I can add to that curriculum. Also, I can bring veterans to that farm, and I can make my own company or even just work for the VA as a liaison, getting veterans to this and helping them out. It's legit.
It sounds like a great idea.
Fuck yeah, it is, man. And anybody can do this, bro. And we need more people to do this across the country. If you want to be a farmer, look it up. Go to look up farm veterans to farmers and look up agvets.com.
If China will sell us our farmland back.
All right, fuck, dude. It's all right. They can come get it. I'll fucking bury IEDs in the fucking ground like them other motherfuckers did.
Yeah.
Look, man, I think it's legit, bro. For real. I went to this farm. out here in Arizona, in down South Phoenix by the mountains. It's a historical place down there. And they've got nothing but opportunity there, man. And a lot of people are like in a transient state when they get there, so nobody's really stable. So they want to get locals. And I'm like, shit, I'm here all day. This lady's here all day. Like, let's do this, So that shit's going to be popping off very soon, man. I got another person that works. I think they're out of ASU, and they're a sustainability major. So that's where the sustainability aspect comes into play, because we want to use what they have on the farm, whether it's fucking hay or wood chips, whatever they got. We're going to use it for substrate, whatever we can. And then when the substrate is spent, so this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to remediate the soil there, and they
put it back in remediation. Yes, absolutely.
Just
I'm a big fan of permaculture.
Yeah, it's exactly what this is, bro, and it's fucking beautiful, man. And I think they could get away with just doing like one workshop a month or whatever they can, and just I could gather as much veterans. I'll go to all the halfway homes where these guys are, like the sober homes, and just be like, hey, does anybody want to go do some farming shit for the day, and just sign them up? You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's there, bro. I'm like, damn, I wouldn't go live on this fucking farm now. Shit.
I'm going to live on Farrell's farm.
Oh, dude, tell me about your farm, dude.
Well, we just, we closed on some new land. Actually, my wife just texted me right now that the new house just went into underwriting. So,
nice.
Yeah, so everything's moving right along. Yeah, we bought some land. We closed on the land, on the 30th or so. Nice. And so just brand new. We might have actually go and wander around on it this afternoon, this evening, just because it's like, I don't know, roll around in the grass and shit. Just be happy that we bought it,
How much? What's the size?
So it's not that big. It's only like 2.5 acres for right now, but we have options to buy
a bunch
of it, buy a bunch of the land around it. But I do really high intensity agriculture that's like permaculture based. So on the 2.5 acres, I'll still have 300 or 400 fruit trees. Just 2.5 acres is a lot of land when you start putting in.
Oh, I know, man. I do know that, dude.
Yeah, when you start putting in your fruit trees and stuff, easily, high intensity agriculture allows for 550 to 600 trees, fruit trees per acre. I'm going to put in about 300 because I want to get hay between the rows.
Right.
So I'll grow between the rows. I'll intentionally plant and grow hay, and I'll do like a civil pasture type rotation. So I'll divide it up into like 5 sections, and I'll have like the house section, which we live on, and then the rest of it will be big giant square, and there'll be a trough in the middle that goes to all 4 corners. And so I can rotate my animals through from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. And so what I'll do first is I'll rotate like the cattle through and let them just munch on all the freaking grass and just kind of tear it up a bit. And so the cattle will be in like, this half-acre spot for, just 2 cows, our milk cow and our little West Highland mini cow that's just a pet. Right, and it's just cute as fuck, and it's like a puppy dog, so the wife wants it. And so have you seen those little West Highland like mini cows?
You showed that you showed that in the fucking server the other day. I was like,
fuck, they're adorable. Jesus Christ, they're tiny. Yeah, so they're only like full freaking size. They only come up to like my belt buckle.
Wait, what is it called? Highland what?
It's a West Highland it's just, what is it called? West Highland bull? West Highland. Yeah, it's just a West Highland mini cow. Hold on a second. Let me, West Highland
cows.
Yeah.
Oh, what the heck? Those are weird.
They're all like, they look like little yaks, but the mini ones are, so you're going to look at the West Highland mini. Oh. They're tiny. Look at how fucking tiny those little bastards are.
He wants to grow fucking cattle squats.
Breed those, dude. That's what people do, right?
Yeah. Well, people actually they milk them and eat them. But we'll have a bull, and that'll be our just pet. They're fucking great, right? Just the kids can. Kids, we'll have it. I'll have it trained to like pull a little fucking sled around and shit for the kids. And
like a little shaggy, like kind of, they look like oxes almost, like
yeah. But it's really popular now to use them to pull like little wagons and stuff like that, because they can pull 300 or 400 pounds in a wagon because it has wheels, So people are using them to like pull like some hay around, like for some kids on it for a little hay around the garden. And
rides and shit too, huh?
Yeah. Just do some fucking stupid kid shit. And then I'll have my mini Jersey. So it's a milk cow, but the full size Jersey puts out 5 to 7 gallons of milk a day. I don't fucking need that. That's a shitload of milk. So, but a mini Jersey puts out 1.75 to 2.5 gallons a day, and they're about the same size. They're only like
it's more like more dairy cattle.
Yeah, they're a dairy cow. But they're only like 300 to 400 pounds. So between both of them together equals like 3/4 of a full size cow. They're very small. That's but funny. We'll eat the babies. Does that make sense? So they'll hump, and they're gonna have just hideous fucking babies. Right. And we'll eat.
Get worse and worse.
Yeah. We'll eat the babies. And,
eat the tards.
Before we eat them, we blast them in the head. Make sure.
No, but like we'll raise them and fatten them up and stuff and eat them. Right. So yeah, we'll have our our big orchard. We'll have all of the. We'll be able to bale our grass between the things, and then we're going to do our big garden. And then I'll have
farmer, bro. You're a fucking
vineyard and everything else. Yeah, well, we had a really, really, really large farm before this.
He grew up on a goddamn ranch, so
yeah, I grew up on a ranch, grew up on a farm. So this is all just getting back to our roots. And before we moved to the city, we ran a huge ranch, like 90 sections. So a section is 640 acres. So we ran a 90 section ranch. So it's like 90-mile ranch.
That's a big, yeah.
Yeah, and then we moved. So we've only been back in the city about 3 years. And now we're just done, and we're ready to get back out and to build our retirement type homestead farm. That
nothing
we
big
can,
like that. Nothing big like that no more. Just something manageable.
Well, we're starting off with the 2.5 acres. Ideally, we would like to get to about 50. So, but we're starting off
business too,
small.
right? Like,
yeah. We're starting off small, and then we'll launch a separate podcast for it. We'll launch all of the social media and everything for it, and then we'll start working our way up from there to where we do all my wife loves to keep bees, so we'll have our own honey and our own everything else.
Fuck yeah, bees, man.
But when we had like a little fenced in area that was about 5 acres as our old farm, and it was just all farm. And on that, we did about 130,000 pounds of food off of the 5 acres.
Dang.
So yeah. It was a lot of fucking food.
You gotta have bees when you're having a farm like that.
Yeah, pollination, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, and we had a lot of honey.
Beautiful.
So on that we were doing 22 hives. So we ended up with Jesus.
Yeah, that's you're looking at least a pound of honey a year that you could take easy.
Oh,
if
no,
not 10, if not 10, if you're getting super high.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, way more than that. You once you pull out like all your stuff, you could get 25 to 50 pounds.
I'm thinking of New York. You got to leave them a whole bunch of shit for winter. You don't have to worry about that shit down
there. No.
Where you at in New York? Up
Buffalo.
north?
Oh,
Buffalo. I've been out to Rochester. I was out in Rochester back in like 06, 07. I was up in West Point training all the cadets up there. Yeah, and then I went down to Brooklyn, Brighton Beach on the weekends, and I met my first wife out there when I was in the military, man. She was a Russian chick out of Brighton Beach.
Nice.
Hey, it's where you're at, it's all nice and green, right? It's more like a kind of rural area compared to like the city.
I'm from the city. I live in the middle of fucking ski country now, so I'm surrounded by mountains and fucking forest.
He lives in the middle of fucking nowhere. He had to just fight a bear off his fucking front porch with a hockey stick. No shit.
All that. I'd rather do that in the city, bro. Like, no joke, man. I think what you're doing, Farrell, I think that shit that you're doing, man, that shit's vital. That shit is critical, man. I think the person who knows that shit, man, like, you're an asset to anybody, bro.
We always say you got to have fucking skills. You're going to need skills more than money here shortly.
All right. Hey, let's
do that. Yeah. We were just
fan. Deadpool, what would you have that you would be able to provide? Like, hey, I know how to do this.
Yeah, what do you mean? Other than farming, other than electrical, other than fucking
right? You do a lot of like trade stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. All our little group of friends has to do is just make it to the farm. We got you.
Right, dude. Hey, check it out. Hey, let me tell you what I can do.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I can do refrigeration. I swear to God, I'm like a master refrigeration technician.
Oh shit, HVAC. There we go.
Yeah, HVAC too. It's all the same thing.
We're gonna be putting in a cold building. So what we'll do is I'll take I'm gonna take a Connex, and I'm gonna spray insulate it, and then put one of the cool bots on the front of it.
Ooh, nice.
So we'll have a nice little
they did that at Bagram with fucking. They made apartments out of those fucking Connexes, bro. You ever seen that?
Yeah, I have seen that. Yeah,
that's fucking crazy. We can build some apartments up there on your property. If the shit ever hits the fan, bro. Hey, besides the refrigeration, I do electrical. I do. What else? Networking technologies. I know how to get the internet up and running, dude. I know routers.
You're the same as me.
Access points. Yeah, that's what I do. I do boilers, steamers. I do all that shit, man. I do mostly commercial and industrial equipment for refrigeration, ice machines, all
nice.
of it.
So you do the steam fitting.
Yep, I could do I do all the brazing, welding. Yep, I do all that. So some plumbing. The only thing I don't do is concrete and carpentry.
I can do concrete.
I'm sure I could learn it, but I've never done it. And carpentry.
My wife grew up doing concrete. She's Mexican.
I've never done the concrete because I'm like, fuck all that, dude. I'm not gonna be.
I got carpentry down. I build everything myself.
Dude, that's good, man. Hey, think about me, bro. Think about me. Damn, bro. I could pull my weight too, bro. I got it, man. I got a green and a blue phone too, man.
Yeah, hey, we're gonna be it'll be pretty fun. We're looking forward to it. We'll have our so how we do the pasture rotation is that like in section 1, there's like a little half-acre like corral will be the cows will go in there when the grass is high for about 2 weeks, and they'll rotate to number 2, and then in number 1 will go in all the chickens and the ducks and everything else, and they'll kick apart the poo, scrape up the ground, mix all the poo back into the fucking dirt, get all the bugs, eat everything like that, eat all the weed seeds and out of the poo and everything like that. And then the cows go to number 3, the chickens and everything come to number 2, and then they chase each other around. Mm-hmm. So by the time you get back to 1, you've been watering it. It's already been pooed on. You've already thrown your grass seed back out there. It's been fallow now for a little over a month before the cows are back on it. Does that make sense? So they're just constantly fucking rotating for every 2 weeks in each one. So it's you're constantly regrowing your pasture. You're not just having everything just get trampled constantly.
Right.
It's
that's what they have already going on at that farm, dude. Like there's like 3 people that have been trying, and some of them just they can't make it, so they're like, they got life. But they're doing exactly what you're saying, bro, but like on a different scale. Some of them are smaller, some are bigger, and they're like exactly what you're saying. But the one thing I saw that this guy and what was kind of missing was he was using spent blocks of mycelium, and I was like, oh, what is he doing with that? But he was just using them for compost, and I was like, I get that. But you see how when you shift over the cows to 3, the chicken to 2, my idea was to fucking put all that a big old pile of spent substrate there. You can even do half of it. Come back to it next year when it's dried up and re-sterilize that shit and reuse it, because all that mycelium that's in that substrate is going to go down. And if you got a good mycelium that eats all and helps with microremediation, I mean, you got that extra padding to the chicken and the cows as well. Some guys were even using fucking fish in this thing, if you believe it or not. That's a fucking badass, bro. But dude, that's it right there, man.
You ever see that one where they had to get rid of all these oranges, and they had like fucking 20 tons of fucking oranges they put out on 2 acres as a science project, and they're like, no. Then they took the project away, and they went back. It was like the middle of the rainforest, and they had to dump all these oranges, and they came back like 3 years later or something like that. And the forest was completely back, like nothing had ever happened. They revamped everything. It was fucking awesome. I mean, nature wants to fix itself. We just keep fucking it up.
Yep. That's true. But also, some of us don't know. We don't know what we can do with what we know, and that's my thing. It's like applying the shit that I know. Like I'm a fucking mycologist, bro. Who the fuck is to tell me I'm not? You know what I mean? For real.
So with your spent blocks. Your spent mycelium blocks, I'd probably just feed them to pigs, but
I get that. I get that 100%, right? But here's the thing: like some places don't have pigs. Like this place, all they have is the cows, and they have a bunch of roosters, which is like I don't know how the fuck you guys got like 20 roosters in that motherfucker, but they don't have any other stuff, and they got tons of. They got some goats. Goats are good. Goats will do that as well. But my thing was, like, you guys are already going to be, like, basically the big thing for you guys is learning how to do the mycology thing and making fruits for the farmer's market and whatever, and to eat. But if you guys get to a point to where it's all that, you can do either or. My thing is if you could still teach that as a curriculum and still, pass that qualification to be able to have, a veteran there learning and also getting it from the USDA or the Veterans Affairs. Like, that's where it's at. And if you ask me, money from the feds.
I'd be burying blocks and stuff like that out in the orchard. There's
got to be something to there, man. Like,
oh yeah, there's one of the things that I've done using fish is that I buy like a stainless steel garbage disposal, and I mount it underneath like a piece of a half-inch plywood, and then I put it over the top of a 55-gallon drum. And what I do is I'll have like a spigot on the bottom of the drum, or I'll use an IBC tote sometimes too, and I'll just run a garden hose into the top, just leave it trickling, and I go fishing. And whenever we catch, whatever we catch, we eat it, we fillet it, and then run everything through the fucking garbage disposal of the tote, and then fill it full of water, and then put a bubbler in there to just kind of keep everything moving. And now I've fish juice, man. I spray that shit on everything.
And it's like Frank's Red Hot for the garden.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't because it's aerated. It doesn't smell. Right?
Oh no!
If it was,
are you just saying that you want to spray somebody with, or are you?
No, you don't. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't smell like death. That's because it's aerated. Because I have I have like an aerator down inside of it. So if you just let it sit there and go like anaerobic, it's gonna smell fucking terrible, like dead animal. But with the bubbler down inside of it, it doesn't smell. It just turns like dark brown, and it's just packed with like your calcium, your magnesium, your iron, your potassium, your nitrogen, and it's super, super great for the plants. And you can just water it right into the ground, full strength, won't burn anything. Super great for it. It's just another way to reuse everything. If I'm not going to do it that way, then I usually, before I go fishing, I'll dig some post holes in the garden area and just dump my dead fish in there next to the tomato plants and stuff like that, and rock and roll that way. But I mean,
if I pick your brain like outside of this, like once I go down and get some more information on things, even anybody.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, if anybody has any tips, because this is the first time I'm doing anything like this. I don't have any background in anything but crime. Before, no joke, before all this shit, man. You know what I mean? But I'm learning, and I'm applying what I learned so far, and I'm open to suggestions and anything that'll save me, some time and pain in the ass. So I'd like to pick your brain on it, dude. Once I get some more information, because, I really want to make a good curriculum for the farm itself, for them to have a tool and something they can use to help themselves, and also a place for veterans to come and try out the program as well.
Oh yeah, that's not a problem at all, man. More than happy to do it.
Yeah, you gotta check your message on Discord. You've been gone way too long, buddy.
My bad. Yeah, I have, dude. I have, man. But check this out, man. I'm back. I'm patient. I know how to be patient, and I know how to deal with my emotions now, man. And I'm fucking golden, bro. Like I'm unstoppable, bro. Like no joke. I'm taking this shit all the way to as far as I can go, bro. Like no, for real. And there's gonna be opportunities, and I just ask anybody, like if anybody does want to support in any manner. I'm gonna have PHXMyco.com up shortly. I got like some pretty cool ass designs for like merch and shit. You guys will see, they're fucking sick as fuck. But
dude, you've always had great slaps, and your fucking designs are always awesome on point.
I got some nice shit, bro, coming up. But like I said, if anybody grab a shirt, because all I do with all this shit, like I said, it's all being ran like a nonprofit. It all gets put right back into the biz, for the long run and for more kids and for everybody else. I don't even tell people who I am anymore because I feel like I got to distance myself, and I'd rather it be just like some kind of fucking urban legend, some dude who came, sprinkled spores in the air and fucking all this shit happened. You know what I mean?
like Farrell spreading around his fucking Liberty caps all over the fucking.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the time, guys. I do, man. I appreciate you guys thinking about me again.
Man, loved having you on.
It really did.
So you're gonna have to shoot me a message with all of your with all of the links you want up here, and it's great having you on, man. Usually at the end of this type of thing, we usually go around. Everybody says something positive. We always start with Deadpool because we like to throw him under the bus.
Because I'm a bastard. How about this, dude? Yeah. Don't give up. Fucking no, that's too easy. Let's go with learn a fucking skill. Don't be a fucking cumbrance on the people
Don't
around.
be a fucking encumbrance.
Yeah, don't be a douche. Fucking
Don't
learn
be a
something.
fucking douche, guys.
Yeah, fuck.
Don't be that fucking guy.
He sounds just like
yeah, he does a really good job.
He does a really good impression. I'm kind of impressed.
With the microphone.
So coming from what do you got here, Alex? What do you got?
What is it, like an inspirational shit?
Sure.
Yeah, whatever you want to say. Just something positive.
Man, like I was saying earlier, man, if you've been having a shit show like I have in the last year or two, man, like I'm not joking, it's been like the worst fucking year of my life. But you know what? Through all the bullshit, the people that reached out and like commented on the shit that I got running around there, man, like I fucking appreciate it. Like those are the things that pushed me through it. And I encourage you, when you feel that way, to continue to do what you do, because I promise you're probably making a good effect on somebody else, whether you know it or not. And that's the truth. That's something I've come to learn. So this is why I'm going to just keep doing what you're doing, spread the love always.
Hell yeah.
No, awesome. Coming from me, it's going to be the star of your own life. Don't be a fucking NPC. I mean, have a fix yourself if you need it. Get a career, get some hobbies, do something to impact your environment and the people around you, right? Build a community. Don't just live your life sitting there ordering fucking takeout and watching Netflix and hoping for something to change. Be the change you want to see in the world. That's going to be about it for this podcast. If you'd like to support the podcast, throw us a couple of dollars. We promise to use it for pure debauchery.
Lookers are below.
Yeah. Our Venmo is going to be at FAFOCult. Our Cash App is $FAFOCult. If you have any questions, would you like to come on the show, or you'd like to give a shout out about anything you've heard on the show, or complain, bitch, moan, or whatnot, you can go ahead and do that to FAFOCult@gmail.com. Yeah. You can get on the Discord link will be in the show notes below, and you can find some random merch, probably most of it offensive, at our FAFOCult.etsy.com.
You're welcome.
If you would like to buy any sort of grain, spawn, substrate, or anything like that, you can get a hold of Deadpool on the Discord. He's going to be able to handle that for you real nice and easy and fast. And once again, we'd like to say thank you, Alex, for coming on. You've been fantastic, and we love our listeners. As we've already covered, we had a whole bunch of new people tuning in from all over the world. The UK is blowing up right now for us at almost 10% of our total listeners, which is really, really awesome. Once again, Thailand and Australia, you guys are going strong. We really appreciate you guys. And thank you all. And we love you much.
Love you guys.
Peace.
Bye-bye. Cool. So we're back in the